Hello Scorpio, welcome to the channel. This is Asnointia here. For those of you who are returning, thank you so much for liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. And for those of you who are new, welcome. So this is a general love reading, and I'll be looking into the feelings and emotions of the person that you're connecting with on a romantic level. What it is that they're feeling and thinking towards you currently. The deck that I'm using is the Goddess Oracle deck by Amy Sophia Marashinsky. So some of you may have been in a relationship in the past. This could also be a current relationship. For others of you, this could be a situationship or someone that you've met. And you know there's a whole lot of chemistry there, a lot of energy, but no one's really speaking up. For those of you who are new, my method of reading is just slightly different. I do have the ability of channeling through my higher intuitive self to get the answers that I need. I do not channel through any spirit guides, I never have, and I have certain reasons for that. At the end of this reading, I do channel Archangels Michael, Raphael, Gabriel, and Uriel. Ooh, grumpy, somebody's upset. Someone's upset because you're not seeing things their way. They may be very stubborn and arrogant. I'm seeing those words right now in my mind's eye. And that's one of the reasons why. They're not seeing things from your perspective. And they feel that you're unable to see things from their perspective. Okay. First card, the strongest. We have here awakening. After that, we have illness, wellness. Wisdom, opening, beliefs, laughter, selfhood, justice. And under the bottom of the deck, the overall arching theme, we have anger and rage. I'm going to express to you what it is that your person of interest is feeling towards you currently. My dear Scorpio, things have changed, and I'm finally starting to see things differently. I know now that in this connection, you and I, we don't see eye to eye. But I see things now from your perspective. I have put myself into your shoes. I'm seeing things from your lens. And I don't like what I see. I never truly realized the magnitude of the things that I have said and done. And even though you may wonder, why is it that I'm not with you the way that you want me to be, there are actually reasons for that. Certain things I have gone through in my past, and things that I am involved with right now, currently, they weigh me down below the surface of this water. They do not allow me to move forward. I do feel that in this connection, there is a sense of manipulation. I tried to manipulate you. But there is a sense of hopelessness, despair, devastation, and depression. And there are things that weigh me down. Responsibilities, burdens, restrictions, constraints, things that prevent me from being with you the way that I would like to be. I also feel that in this connection, there's a sense of wisdom. I want to be that person who is wise, who has learned from their lesson. I've learned from my mistakes. But how can you possibly know this? Because of the distance that exists between us. How could you possibly tell? a part of me wants to open up to you, to talk to you about what it is that's in my heart and in my mind. I want to open up to you and tell you what it is that I've been hiding deep inside. Many things I have agreed to and agreed with. I've told you certain things that were not really things that I agreed to. It was a disingenuous surrender. I would agree for the sake of agreeing. And yes, we're not on the same page. We do not see eye to eye. There are a world of differences that exist. Too many differences. To the point where my beliefs have changed. My beliefs, I was born and brought up in a very different way, and so were you. The things that I believe, the things that you believe, they are quite different and unique. But the things that hold me back, my mindset, the people that I'm around, the community that I'm with, the society that I'm with, they think differently. They don't think like me when it comes to this connection, and they are also the same reason why I sometimes keep myself at a distance. I do keep myself at a distance. Because I've realized now that there's certain things I just can't change. I can't change the way you think, and sometimes I can't change the way that I think. Because you have your beliefs and I have mine. What I do know is that I feel that you are my best friend. A friend who I can call my own, a confidant. A part of me feels that so many things have changed. I feel that in this connection, you are that one person that knows me so well. You know what makes my heart happy. You know what makes me tick. You are that ray of sunshine on the cloudiest of days. I also know that in this connection, I have changed you in ways that you never wanted to. You never thought you could change. I put you through many things, hurdles, trials, tribulations. And now you've changed. No longer are you that person who was naive and who was so new and fresh to it all. You have become bitter because of the things that I have said and done. To me, it seems like this. Maybe you are bitter, maybe you're not. But I see you now as somebody who's very defensive. Once bitten, twice as shy. You no longer act the same way as you once did. I see you now as someone who's moved on. You are someone who is independent, self-reliant, self-sufficient. You don't need me. You don't need anybody. I also feel that in this connection, there's a need to make things right. All I was doing was being selfish and having things my way. And I was taking and taking, while you were just giving and giving. Overall, I'm not happy with the way things are right now. I'm upset. I'm angry, annoyed, and irritated at the result and the outcome of all of this. I didn't want things to be this way. But I also know that as time goes by, maybe I'll be able to learn and understand why I do the things that I do. Why did I behave like this? How can I be a better person? As I grow wiser, I realize now that there are certain things that I've done, and they were many mistakes. I don't want to repeat any of that again. All right. Scorpio. It's very gloomy. I'm seeing some type of a cement roof, a shed that just is like a bus stop, but the roof is out of cement and the entire structure is out of cement. There's no glass. I see rain. The color is gray. It's as if this person has shoved themselves into a hole in the corner, and they see around them that everything's just gray and there's rain everywhere. They're just hiding. They're in a very upset mood. This is how they're feeling. They're not feeling good about what's happened. And they feel, I'm getting the word enclosed. They feel that there's a lack of freedom. I'm not sure why it's cement, but I do see gray cement. This person seems to have learned their lesson, but they're upset because of the way things kind of turned out, and they really don't know how to reach out to you. And are they upset at you? No, they're not. They're actually upset at the situation and the way things just kind of played out. It's upsetting them. They're upset about this. They're not enjoying it. They're not happy. Some of you may think that this person's happy. Nope, they're not. All right, I have here the Lover's Path Tarot. You have 2 cards that are coming up. Interesting. So right off the bat, I see this person does feel happy. You may have confessed to them how you feel. This person knows and they feel that they have you wrapped around their finger. They may not, but this is what I'm seeing that they feel. They also feel that they have you in their back pocket. So whenever they want you, whenever they need you, you are in complete attendance. Where's the value in that? In a typical relationship where 2 people are together forever and forever, yes. You can be there when someone asks you, but it appears that this person kind of comes and goes from your life. I'm getting the words on and off. So they don't really stay in your life much. But what they like doing is coming back because they know you're there. They know you're reliable. This is supposed to be a strength, but it has become your weakness. Now, in all honesty, Scorpio, that's not a bad thing, right? That's not a bad thing. In a normal, everyday relationship, we're all supposed to be there for one another. Okay, you work as a team. The problem here is that it's like this person feels entitled. They feel like everything that you've ever done, they've gotten so used to it that they feel it's normal. Privileged. All right, so first of all, these cards I'm going to be reading in the reverse. This is for those of you that never received any closure. This person may have ghosted you. They may have faded over time. They may have abandoned you. The communication is hardly anything. There's hardly any communication. And you wonder what happened. For those of you who are new, the first set of cards, that was the current status. This is in the past, in this connection. Something that happened in the past where things were going great, and then all of a sudden, stuff started to break down. And then everything just started to go downhill. Let's have a look. We have here Justice. So Justice here talks about, wow, a lack of justice in this connection, a lack of wisdom that this person had. not really being very fair, and acting emotionally detached. This person at some point in time was frustrated with bureaucracies and organizations. Aha. So either you guys could have been working together or somehow you're connected to each other, but organizations, society, your community, your family, your friends, they were not allowing you to be together. Now, by saying not allowing, they're basically just saying all these bad things about your person of interest, and you guys are just unable to be together. This is what happened here. Your person of interest was being brainwashed, but also they were getting ideas and opinions, unwanted opinions from others, and they planted a seed in their brain and their mind, and over time it grew. Now, it could be that also the same thing happened to you, because we have that sense of beliefs. We have that sense of somebody else sort of pressuring us into doing something that we may not want. This is something that I'm seeing with this card because it talks about bureaucracies. Now, this could be somebody who's working in a location where they're not supposed to be dating somebody at the workplace. It could be simple as that. It also could be that you're working for an organization that may not allow you to transfer over to another location, like on the other side of the country. I've had that with people that are in the military. So it's the military that, because it's just the way the structure is of that organization, no, just to be with somebody, you can't just have a transfer over. It doesn't work like that. So that's also like a third party. It's also a restriction. It's part of a belief-related system. Here, with the Justice card, it also talks about impatience. The appearance of this card shows that this is a temporary situation. Okay. That's good. We do not want it to be permanent. And nothing is ever permanent. Happiness nor sadness. We have here triumph. Here there's a fear of expansion. There's a realization of success, but somebody's not really celebrating. And a lack of closure. We have here, your person of interest here had a fear of expansion, and they were feeling pessimistic. Even if they were certain how their future was going to manifest and turn out, they were hoping for a more hopeful period, but they were very pessimistic. Here, there was triumph over difficulties, but as I have mentioned to you, Scorpio, this also talks about how the person feels that they've got you. You are wrapped around their finger. They have you in their back pocket. This is also something where there's triumph. This person's feeling triumphant. They've held on to you here with the card. They're holding on to you, and they know that they've got you. The problem with this, it does create a bit of vulnerability. You may be in love and vulnerable, but this person is not at this moment in this reading, but they can take advantage of the way that you feel. And that's not good. We have here the Ace of Arrows. Okay, interesting. So this talks about how your person of interest here lacks wisdom. They lack understanding, and they lack intelligence. Interesting. It talks about the need for self-thought, self-recrimination, and the rejection of personal power to blame others, and a whole lot of confusion. So it does appear that in this connection, your person of interest did not understand certain things, either about you or your background or the type of place you're coming from, emotionally, spiritually, or physically. They just didn't know where you're coming from. And it was confusing for them. And because there was a lack of understanding, intelligence, and lack of wisdom, and it was confusing for them, they didn't want to seem as if they were stupid, right? As if they were unwise. So they just started to act. And unfortunately, whatever actions they took, they were not wise, right? So your person of interest here is someone who wanted to be in a connection for the sake of being in it, but they really weren't looking at all of the other aspects that are affecting it. How does this affect them, their loved ones? How does it affect their everyday lifestyle, their dreams, their hopes, their goals? How does it affect them? They never really thought about it. And because they never thought about it, they never thought that your goals, dreams, and ambitions, they didn't think that yours are important either. Because they just didn't realize that this is the way two people are supposed to be. You work like a team. They didn't realize this. So you're dealing with somebody here who was in the relationship for the sake of being in a relationship, but they did not invest the time, energy, and effort that was required, that was needed. These are very different cards. I don't think I've ever had that combination of those type of cards. Very different. All right, guys. Let's have a look. I have here another set of cards. This is the Beginner's Tarot. Oh, so the Beginner's Tarot here talks about the Five of Cups. With this deck, I like to have a look at any actions, any plans, any intentions your person of interest may have towards you currently. So we have the Five of Cups. We have the Four of Wands. Aha, we have the Hermit. Not bad. That's a very good card to have. It's very important to have the Hermit in order for some self-reflection. Wow, a lot. Oh my, yikes. Scorpio. So the three most saddest, upsetting cards in the entire deck, I would think, in the Beginner's Tarot, which is like the Rider-Waite, we have here the Five of Cups, the Three of Swords, and the Nine of Swords. You can't get any lower than this emotionally. Your person's lost it. They have lost it. This is ridiculous. This is absolute depression. Yeah, this is real depression. And this is something that they're regretting, that they feel it's changed them and it has affected them to the core. Whatever happened in this connection, it has had a lasting impact on their life, in their heart, and in their mind. Here we have the Five of Cups. So I do see here that your person of interest knows that there's an opportunity that can be taken, but they're not. They're deliberately not. Instead, they think about the past and they dwell on the past, understanding and remembering that everything that happened, it's because of them. All of the bad things, all of the negative things that happen in this connection, they feel that it's their fault, that things could have been better had they taken better, even I'm seeing the word precaution, taking the right kind of steps. So they feel that everything that happened in this connection, if it went downhill, they feel responsible for that. We also have here the Four of Wands. While they are regretting this and holding their head down and sometimes maybe even sobbing, there's a part deep down inside where they feel that it's important for them to move on. Now, moving on here talks about looking forward to happy times. The 1111 card here, we have the Four of Wands, the desire to have closure, the desire to have stability. So your person of interest here does know what they want, which is great. Now, when they know what it is that they want, they also feel that in this connection, there are certain things that are obstacles. For this reason, they've taken a step back before they even make a move, because this is the intention. They've taken a step back and now they have turned into this Hermit. Now the Hermit is good. Your person of interest here has forced themselves into loneliness, forced themselves into isolation. They are detaching themselves from the everyday world in order to regain balance, to know what it's like to be in a good relationship, in a happy relationship, and to understand why they do the things that they do. Why did they act like this towards you? Why did they treat you like this? They want to know these things themselves. They don't know why. They're going to question themselves, because the problem here, Scorpio, it doesn't matter. Even if they did this to you, it is possible that it's a part of their nature and that they do it to someone else. So it doesn't even matter. If it works out with you, that's fine. If it doesn't, they're still going to find someone else and they're still going to do the same darn thing. They're going to treat them the same. So here the question is, what kind of relationship do I have with others? But first and foremost, what kind of relationship do I have with myself? This is what this person is thinking. How can I make things better with Scorpio? How can I fix things? Why did I do the things that I did? How can I make sure I never do that again? We also have here the Two of Wands. With the Two of Wands, it does talk about how there's this decision that needs to be made, and it has been made. Mentally, your person of interest here, Scorpio, has made this decision. They want you. They desire you, and they are waiting for you. They have made their decision. But the problem is there's so much negativity going on around, and this is a residual sort of energy that exists. This sadness that exists with the Three of Swords. Here we have 3 swords in a heart. For a teeny tiny portion of you out there, this could be a third-party situation with the beliefs and the families not agreeing, or just knowing that it's against tradition, the old-fashioned way. We also have here absolute grief, pain, suffering, sorrow, not feeling good enough, feeling extremely sad. This person's feeling very sad. There's a lot of grief. There is a lot of regret. Yes, there's a lot of regret. Now, this is just these 4 or 5, right? But then we have an overall arching theme, which is like the umbrella. Interesting, we have here the 9 of Swords. So, the 9 of Swords on its own is a pretty big deal. This talks about paranoia, fear, psychic disturbances, things that happen in the middle of the night related to negative energies and thoughts and emotions that keep one awake at night. So this person can't even go to sleep properly. They don't feel right. This person wakes up in the middle of the night with doubt, with regret, with feelings of, oh my goodness, how could I have done that? Or, oh my goodness, what have I done? This person feels that they have done a lot of bad things in this connection, things that are very negative that have impacted you and hurt you. And over time, when they sleep, they think about the things that have happened. And what they see and what they feel, they don't like that feeling. They are realizing now that this is not what they had planned. This is not what they were looking forward to. That this simple situation turned into such a big, huge deal that it hurts them. It actually genuinely hurts them. If you're wondering, Scorpio, I hope they're happy now, right? Some people, we say those type of things. No, and not at all. This person is far from happy. My goodness. This person doesn't even have the 1 card. They are genuinely, from the bottom of their heart, grieving, repenting, feeling nervous, having anxiety, having panic attacks, maybe even hopefully not. But they don't feel good about what has happened. And they know the things that they have done. It's caused a huge problem. Of course, it's caused a rift, but a huge problem in this connection. The love that could have been, it just kind of went downhill. This is what this person's crying over. Like, oh my God, what I have done. Why did I do this? How could I have done this to my Scorpio? What did I turn this beautiful situation into? Scorpio, let me know. Feel free to let me know in the comments below what happened. I do try to read the comments as much as I can. But it's also good, guys, to let it out. Let's not shout, because sometimes people are like in all caps and I'm thinking, oh, they're yelling at me. Let's just express ourselves. Share your story with me. Let me know what happened. Because I do see this person actually has become affected. They've been affected by this. And it's like you've taught them a lesson without even trying. Everything that has happened, karmically, they have learned their lesson. That's a good thing. All right, I have here Archangel answer cards. Just going to do a quick prayer. All right, these messages are brought to you by Archangels Michael, Raphael, Gabriel, and Uriel. We have here perfect timing. Followed by big happy changes. After that, we have within the next few months. No need to worry. Spiritually based romantic connection. Wow. So you guys are either twin flames, soulmates, karmic partners, maybe even more. Those are the top 3 that I've seen that are the most intense. However, it's so intense that it has caused some problems. This is why, guys, it's so intense. This entire connection is very electric. All right, let's have a look. So, first card's the strongest. Perfect timing. There is a desire and a hope that things will move and speed up faster. But it's going to happen in divine timing. It's supposed to happen when it's supposed to happen. It won't just happen on its own, just like that. We also have here big, happy changes. So there's going to be changes. They're going to be big. And you're going to be happy about it. We also have here within the next few months, certain things are going to change, but there's no need to worry. What's going to change? Within the next few months, there's going to be either an introduction or a realization of the same person. 2 things. Either there's someone new or this is your existing person. Within the next few months, there's going to be a realization that this is someone who you've had a spiritual bond with. This is either a twin flame, a soulmate, or karmic partner. And we have here also recovery. So there is this need to recover, but there's a recognition that before things were very stressed. You were stressed. It was very stressful, the situation itself. And because of that, it's hard to let go of that sort of an energy, especially if it is a spiritual connection. So some of you may have been affected, like your mind, body, spirit, your soul might not be in alignment. It's supposed to be aligned. And if it's not, I'll talk about these cards later. I do have some packages that you can place in order and I can have a look at that and fix a few things. We have here, take action. So it does appear that certain things are going to change in your life, but eventually within the next few months, you're going to realize when the time is right after you've recovered. And some of you are not feeling well. Some of you are feeling well, and that's okay. It's a general love reading. It's not going to resonate for everybody, right? But do take action. Don't take it within the next few weeks. Take it within the next few months. You'll know when the timing is right. And what type of action should you take? Reach out to this person. Talk to this person. Take them out for a coffee. Use the I method. I feel, I believe, I think. We also have here the overall arching theme, you are ready. So you are ready to tackle on whatever it is that's being sent to you. This is yourself going through many things. And being able to survive all of that, you are now emotionally, spiritually, and physically ready to tackle anything that comes to you. With the recovery card, certain things may have happened in this connection, and it could have been a lot of stress, anxiety, worries, depression even. Because of this, it has taken a toll on some of you, not all of you. I do have something called the Chakra Checkup Package on my website that will help you regain your energy, that sort of alignment that you need. I do have the ability of having a look remotely in your home, around your aura and inside of your body with the help of Angel Fakiel, and she confirms what it is that I see. I tell you what you have, how many you have in terms of negative energies. This includes jinns, demons, evil spirits. And when I tell you, you now will know how to get rid of such things from your life. And the reason why it's so important to get rid of them, it's because they do create obstacles and hindrances, not allowing you or letting you achieve what it is that you can have. We also have here romance. So some of you may be asking and thinking, do I do private readings? I do. One of them is the Chakra Checkup Package. One of them is the past life reading. And I also have one that is simply a love reading. Now in the love reading, I will also tell you what type of spiritual connection you have with this person. I do that just by default in that particular type of reading that I do. So it is important to know why you feel this connection, why it's so important, and why you do the things that you do when it comes to this individual. Why do you even tolerate it, right? Why do you put up with it? There's a deeper meaning behind that. That's why. So have a look on my website. The website is www.asnointia.com. Go to the rates and packages section, and below there you will see all of the different ones that I have available right now. I also have some self-help guides. And the link is also below if you find it complicated writing it out. For those of you who are new, I also have another channel on YouTube, and that is Asnointia Audio. There you can find some videos on relationship-related advice, past life and spiritual connections, as well as one that was on negative energies. What and who are negative energies? How to recognize and remove such things from your life. Scorpio, that is your reading. I hope I was able to provide you with some clarity and some guidance in your situation. I would say take it easy with this person. You be the person who is going to set the pace. They have a lot of growing up to do, and a lot of things need to change. A lot of that regret, they need to literally wipe away their own tears and understand what they did was wrong, but then pick themselves back up and start moving forward. These kind of things, Scorpio, they take time. It's not an on-off switch. We know that. It does take time for people to not only emotionally change, but mentally change, right? So this person's going to change their mindset. And at some point, I see them reaching out to you. All right, guys. I hope some of you have been able to resonate, if not all of you, with this reading. The outcome is pretty good. And let me know in the comments below if any of this has resonated. Please do like, share, and subscribe. It does help the channel grow. All right. You all take care. Stay safe. I will see you guys again. Bye now.